Hey guys, it is Mike. I am here with another mini review. This particular movie that I'm going to review is called Murder Party. Murder Party is 80 minutes long. It was released in 2007. Um, it's an interesting little movie. It's part horror, a little bit of comedy. We have this poor guy here on the cover. He's lives in Brooklyn. It's Halloween Eve. He's walking home you know, to his sad little apartment. And as he's walking, he sees this thing blowing in the street, and it's actually an invitation to the murder party. Well, he doesn't think too much of it. He just picks it up and takes it home, and he goes home and he opens his candy corn and pops in a horror movie. Um, and then he decides, yeah, I'm going to this party. So he makes himself a little costume, which you see there, all out of cardboard. Um, well, when he gets there, there's this whole little band of crazies. I want to say there's two girls, this blonde girl. I can't think of their names. Sorry. These are just mini reviews, so I'm not going to go into too much details. But there's a couple girls there, and then there's three guys that are there, and then a couple more join later. And the whole plan is that they're going to murder this guy. And the reason that they want to do this is because the lead guy, um, allegedly, his name is Alexander, I do remember that, allegedly has a big grant that he was going to give these kids, because these kids are all in art school. So I'm not having an earthquake, it's a cat on my table. And they are all fighting to get this grant, so they have to do something really crazy and artistic. So that's why they decide to do this murder in this murder party. And they each want to do something different in order to get the grant. So they get this guy. They try to capture him. He's a little tougher than they think. He's so funny. He even takes a broken up pumpkin from his porch and makes pumpkin bread to take it to this murder party. So they finally get him tied up. Of course, he's terrified. He has no idea what's going on. But they're all kind of bumpkins. The first girl eats the banana or the pumpkin bread, but it has raisins in it, and she's allergic to raisins, and she passes out, or she gets real weak and falls down, and she punctures her head and then dies. So they stick her in a freezer so that the lead guy doesn't realize. And her name was Sky, I believe. That character I remember. And then, so the rest of them are all there, and this head guy shows up. This Alexander shows up with this mean guy, and so they show up, and then they all get high, and they do all these weird drugs, and they give him drugs, and he has conversations with them, and they're all kind of la la la. And Alexander is screwing both the blonde girl and then the photographer guy. I want to say his name was Doug. Her name was like Ellie or something like that. But yeah, so he screws Ellie, and then later on when they're doing after they've done some drugs, he decides he wants to screw Doug, so he screws Doug. And then this guy gets away, or escapes out of his stuff, but he doesn't get away, and they end up recapturing him. And then, yeah, it's just all crazy. So the one guy gets so drunk and he passes out, and he has this really weird wolf mask on, and he goes outside and the dog is there. Well, he's all covered in alcohol and whatever it was he was drinking. And he lights his cigarette and he catches on fire, and they bring him in, but he doesn't die. He just has that thing melted to his face. And then they all start kind of going crazy, and then there's this one particular guy that never says a thing. Just if they ask him a question, he says, "I can eat that," or "I'll do that," or "That's whatever." So he's real quiet, real broody, and he ends up going bonkers and pretty much killing everybody. except for him. He gets away. So yeah, it's zany. It's gory. There's some good gore in this one. Um, the poor dog that got stuck outside, he ends up eating a bag of cocaine and going crazy and chewing the face off of Alexander, who was not a rich man. He was a fry cook, and there was never going to be a grant for any of the art students. So, yeah, goofy. The ending's goofy. It's just, yeah, pretty much lots of boobs, so you boob lovers will enjoy that. But overall, pretty good movie. I mean, I'm not a big horror comedy guy, but this one worked. This worked. It was kind of a fun movie. It will make my shelf. So, all right, guys, that is it for my mini review of Murder Party.